the game. You know, we have a standard here, and he's put in the work all summer, just like every other guy here. So, you know, he played a great game, but we expected him to play like that.
And I guess just to be 2-0 now, and this has been a place that's been tough for you guys to win. What's it mean to just get the win, and obviously have to turn the page for a short week now to BYU?
Yeah, our goal every week is to be 1-0. So, you know, the fact that we were 1-0 against a great Air Force team, you know, we take a lot of pride in that. So we're going to get everything corrected from this game and, you know, look to be 1-0 next week.
Thanks, man.
All right, Ron.
Avery, BJ touched on it a second ago, but they scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. You guys held them to 3 points in the second and third quarter combined. What do you guys adjust there? What do you guys do to keep them out of the end zone?
Like I said earlier, we just had to make some adjustments for the way they were attacking us. You know, we're obviously 2 teams that know each other very well. So whatever they were expecting for us, we had to make adjustment and do the exact opposite.
You guys are missing scale from the middle of the defensive line. Dimitri went out early. What did you see from guys like Keegan Freeborn and Scott Matlock today?
Just extreme physicality. You know, every guy that's on the D-line is prepared. You know, Coach D gets those guys right, and they pride themselves on physicality. So they came in the game and did nothing but that. So they ended up having a great game and helping us out.
What was the feeling, Avery, when you went down 14-7 and they had 2 pretty much, you know, I don't say easy drives on you, but they were moving the ball. They were pretty good in those first 2 drives. What was kind of the feeling there after those 2 drives?
We just had to correct things. We had to fix things. Nobody was on the sideline hanging their head down. You know, the coaches and the players were all composed. We knew that, you know, we would get a stop, and once we got that stop, it would build our momentum, and, you know, that's exactly what happened.
Thanks, man.
Jack's first pass goes 75 yards for a touchdown. What did that do for the entire team? What was the sideline like after that pass?
You said 75 yards? Who did that?
Yeah, Jack Sears. His first pass of the game was 75 yards. Oh. What was the sideline like after that pass? Yeah,
that's you know, that's something we always talk about in starting fast, you know, whether it's on the offense or the defense. And, you know, when your offense does that, it obviously builds a lot of confidence, not only for them, but for us as a defense. So that's a big time throw, you know, and CT, you know, caught the ball and, you know, did what CT does. So we had a lot of guys show up today and make big plays.
I'm good, Aaron. Thanks.
Okay, Ron, you got anything before I open it up to the group? No? Okay. Jay Tusk.
Are we good now?
You are good.
Okay. Hey, Avery, you guys have talked so much about just finding ways to beat adversity this year. You were without a number of players. I know that you touched on this a little bit, but just to answer the call, what does it mean to the guys in that locker room that pretty much anything that was thrown your way this week you were able to beat?
Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show what kind of team we are and how our preparation goes. No matter what's, you know, been thrown at us, you know, not even this year, but, you know, throughout the past years, we've always seemed to overcome adversity, and that's just part of our culture here.
Avery, I know that you touched on it too, but just to get another special teams touchdown, I know how much it means to you to make an impact on special teams. Yeah. How much do you relish the opportunity to be on kickoff return right now too?
No, I love it. Obviously, I'm a dominant punt returner, but I want to show my versatility in every game in every way as well. So the fact that they're giving me the opportunity to return kicks as well, that's the biggest blessing. And obviously, you know, I didn't let my coaches down today. What
allowed you guys to settle in after the pitch man was kind of beating you there early in that game, I guess?
We knew what they were going to give us. We knew what they wanted to do. We knew how they were attacking us. So it's just simple adjustments, but, you know, those simple adjustments turned out to be, you know, big for us. And, you know, we're able to turn things around.
Finally, Avery, what do you do to just allow this win to soak in for at least the night? I mean, it's so hard in 2020 to go out and celebrate or to do anything like that. But what do you do to appreciate this performance before you move on to BYU?
Just talk with the guys in the locker room. You know, after every big win, we come in here and we, you know, turn up in a sense, and we, you know, we're all hyped in the locker room because, you know, every win is pretty big. And when you play a strong physical team that's, you know, really good like Air Force, we don't take these wins lightly. So no, we don't go out. We're a very responsible team, but at the same time, we're gonna spend the time with the guys in the locker room and celebrate the way we can.
Avery, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Jay.
Kyle or Pat, you guys have any questions for Avery? Okay. BJ, Ron, any follow-ups? All right. Avery, thank you. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Great game.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, guys, I've got Jack Sears here too. Good timing.
Hard to follow up Avery Williams, but how you guys doing?
Good, Jack. Thanks for joining us. We're going to start with Ron and BJ here and then get it to Jay Tuss and the rest of the group. So, Ron, go ahead and start off with Jack, please.
I'm sorry, it's not coming through.
Yeah, Ron's having some audio. You might have to kind of listen a little, put your ear a little close to the speaker. Ron, you're right there, Ron? Okay.
Can you hear me, Jack?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So when did you know you were going to start tonight? And after not starting a game for 2.5 years, what was it like to get out there and play?
Yeah, obviously great to get out there and play, get a win as a Bronco and help out this program. Since I've been here, I've been preparing like I'm the starter, just being ready, next man up mentality. So once they gave me the green light, I was ready to go.
And it couldn't hurt your confidence for your first pass to go 75 yards for a touchdown. What did you see on that play, and what did that do for your confidence going forward?
Yeah, we've been coached up on that play all week. Nice to have CT run that route for me. He's pretty tough to cover, pretty fast, and put it out there, let him go make a play.
Thank you.
Jack, they said on the broadcast, I guess, that you knew Tuesday. Was that true that you were going to be starting?
I don't really remember. I was just busy putting my head down and working, to be honest with you. Just trying to dive each week into the playbook, get into our game plan for this team, watch film, and show up each day and do my job.
But, I mean, it wasn't like you found out last night or something. You've known for a couple of days at least?
Yeah, they didn't spring it on me last night. No.
Okay. How much did that help, I guess, to have some time at least to know, prepare for this mentally?
Yeah, I've had a lot of time. We had a full fall camp. We had some limited summer walkthroughs. So been in this offense since I committed here and signed here. Coach did a great job with the Zoom calls. So the offense has been in, and I know what's going on. So that's nice.
You say that, I mean, you obviously didn't come until the summer. You didn't have a normal summer. What you felt like you looked like you had a pretty good, idea what you were doing out there, a good, command of the offense. How familiar, how comfortable are you with what you're running here? And obviously, you coming in late, didn't have a lot of time to pick it up.
Yeah, it's been kind of a whirlwind summer and fall. But Coach Harsin always talks about how great ones adjust and how you respond to adversity and when things don't go right. So I think the coaching staff has done a phenomenal job reaching out, making sure we're getting the meetings through Zoom before we're allowed back in the facilities. Once you're back in the facilities, we were rolling. We were ready to go. They're getting us prepared like we were having a season, even when they said we weren't going to.
So kind of building on that, you showed great command and during that late drive at the end of the first half. You finished it with a touchdown pass to Octavius Evans. How big were those points going into halftime?
It's always great to have momentum going into halftime, especially to lead a 2-minute drive like that, right before half, no timeouts. It just gives a lot of confidence to our defense, to our coaches, to our offense that we're here to play and we're firing on all cylinders.
You definitely showed that you're a dual threat quarterback tonight. You showed good movement in the backfield. You showed your wheels a little bit. How much of that is a part of your game? Is that part of your game that maybe gets undersold a little bit?
Yeah, I'm always prided myself on being able to make stuff happen when it doesn't go the right way or when I have to make some off-platform throw or scramble a little bit to get guys open. I think it adds a dynamic to an offense that helps the rushing game, helps the O-line, and keeps the defense off a little bit.
Thank you,
Jack. We haven't had a chance to talk to you since you committed. Could you just take us through why Boise State was the spot that you wanted to come to, and what it was about this place that you wanted to transfer to? You probably could have gone some other places, maybe had a better chance of starting.
Yeah, I entered the portal over a year ago, and I like to take my time, really be thorough and get to visit, talk to coaches, and COVID obviously limited that a little bit. But I wanted to go someplace that was competitive, that had a winning culture, and Boise State hits all those for me. And I have a couple guys here, Dante Harrington, Riley Wimpy, who I played high school football with, and got to talk to them a little bit when they were back home for COVID. And they had a lot of positive things to say about this program. Loved getting to know Coach Keys and Coach Harsin, everybody on the staff, and it really felt like home. I've loved being in Boise, and I'm glad I made the decision to come here.
We're good, Aaron.
All right. Jay Tust.
All right. Jack, it's been almost 2 years since you started a college football game. In that game 2 years ago, you were pretty good. But again, it took 2 years for you to get the chance to start another college football game. So how much fun did you have this week just being the guy and leading the offense out on the field tonight?
Yeah, and, it's been a lot of practice, a lot of fall practices, a lot of spring practices, a lot of summer workouts. And, anytime I get the opportunity to go out between the lines during the game, it's a great game. It's fun. It should be fun. And coaches preach, let loose, have a good time, and just trust your training, trust your abilities. And I think that's why I was able to play so freely tonight.
Jack, what do you enjoy most about just being in the fire, I guess, being QB1 for at least a week? So what did you enjoy most about tonight that maybe you missed from in the last 2 years or so?
Yeah, we put in so much work that people don't see, in the weight room, meetings, player run workouts, just time we spend together. So to be able to go out on the field with those guys and really show off all that work and that bond that we have and just play together, we get to play a game together and on TV in front of people and provide some type of joy and interest to people on the weekends. And it's just great to be able to go back out there and play with guys and bring that energy.
Talking with Riley Smith a little earlier this week, he described you as pretty cool, less weird than Hank, but he also said that you've been able to earn the trust of your teammates. How much did you have to make that a point of what you need to do as a quarterback at Boise State?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with being a transfer is you got to come in, learn everybody's name, learn how everything works here, learn the culture, what you're supposed to do. And for me, being an older guy, just coming in, having a couple of guys that I knew, they helped really bring me in here and welcome me like family. And once I was in, I just want to show these guys how much I care about them and about this team, and that I just want to help Boise State out any way that I can.
And then finally, going back to that first pass, I assume that you knew before trotting onto the field that was going to be what you guys were going to dial up on the first play of the game. So what was kind of going through your mind there to make that thing right so CT could run under it? I mean, you have sweaty palms, anything like that? It's the first play of the game. Who isn't nervous?
Yeah, just biggest thing for me was give CT a chance. That guy goes up and makes plays. He's done his entire career here. I have tremendous chemistry and trust in him, and I just want to get to go make a play.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
All right, Will Hall and then Rachel Roberts.
Hey, Jack, kind of piggybacking what Jay just asked you, what was the funnest aspect of tonight's game?
Even with no fans, there was still an energy. We got to kind of bring our own energy. There were some cadets out there in the stands, which was nice, but just the energy of a game, there's nothing like it, whether there's 80,000 people in the stands or 100. It's just great to be out there and go play.
You think about this offense as a whole and all the weapons you can get the ball to. What's it like operating this offense, and how much fun is it?
Yeah, I think the toughest part is that there's only one ball. We have so many great playmakers on this team that we want to spread it around and get it to all of them and kind of keep defenses on their heels a little bit. So the hardest part for me was just trying to get everybody the ball.
How helpful have Coach Harsin and Coach Keesaw been in your development and getting you ready for today's start?
Oh, they've been huge for my development and just learning the system. Boise State has a pretty well-known system. It's worked and it's been successful. So they were just hands-on throughout the whole process, making sure I knew the little intricacies in and out. And, all the other quarterbacks in that room have helped as well. We're kind of all working together here. We all have one common goal, and it's been nice to see a room like that.
Think back the last couple of months. What's been the toughest part of learning this offense for you?
The toughest part is you can learn it on paper or on film and draw it up on a whiteboard, but to go out and see it against our defense every day in fall camp and run it is another thing. So just transitioning it from the film room to the field is probably the biggest aspect.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
All right, Rachel, we got time for one more.
Okay, just a quick one. Hank spoke to us before about working with you, Jack, and said that you guys have a great relationship. How did he help prep you for this week's start?
Yeah, Hank had a lot of success last year, and he knows this offense really well. So the biggest thing in a quarterback room is we all want to help each other out. We all want to help each other grow. So however I can help him, however he can help me, however we can help bring the young guys along, I think that's part of our job as quarterbacks is you got to give back to everybody. And, we were competing and we still are competing every day, but we want to help each other and we want to help this team at the end of the day.
All right, Jack, thanks for joining us. Great game tonight.
No, thank you guys. Take care.
Even can come back in. Let's see if I can. Yo, Aaron, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. We can see you, Ron. Coach is about to get started.
All right, you guys got me?
We got you, Hars, ready for you anytime.
Okay. Yeah, well, first of all, congratulations to this team. It's not easy to come here for us and win against Air Force. And so I told these guys proud of them. That was a focus going into this week, was the challenge ahead of us. Triple option's always difficult. Obviously, with Jack playing in there, I thought that he prepared himself very well. We did start fast on the offensive side, and a lot of credit goes to the offensive line for us being able to do that. We made a big play on special teams, which if we're able to do that, that changes the game, which is what it did in this particular game. But I thought our guys, we made some adjustments. I think our defense really stepped up on third downs in particular after I think they were 3 for 3 early on, and then we did really well on the defensive side. But the triple option's very difficult, and Air Force always plays hard, and they have a lot of things dialed up for us. You got to remember this was the second game, so they were already preparing for us a long time ago, and we needed to make some adjustments. We did that, and then I thought that we were able to make some plays tonight, and there was great energy on the sideline. The guys were very focused on what we needed to accomplish each and every series. So just proud of our guys, proud of our coaches, and happy Halloween, everyone. It was awesome to play on Halloween here, and again, the environment is different. The cadets that showed up, we appreciate them even being there. But overall, good win, and another opportunity this week to be 1-0, and we were able to seize that. So now we got to go back to work and focus on our next opponent. It'll be a little quicker turnaround, and we'll get to that tomorrow. So questions?
All right, Ron.
Hey, Coach. So first of all, when did you know you were going to be without Hank, and what did you think of Jack's performance in terms of decision-making and command of the offense?
Yeah, well, I think the easiest way to treat everything on these injuries or guys being out is just being consistent that way. Jack's always been prepared to play. Jack was in the last game plan, and obviously his role changed. He was starting this game, but I think his preparation to be a starter, and I think in Jack's mind, that's really how he prepares, is to go out there and start because you're one play away. And as the week went on, that became apparent that he was going to start for us. Cade Finnegan was going to play, and Andy Peters was going to play in this game. And we saw Cade. Cade got a play early on, probably a little bit of a freshman moment, taking too long, because in college football, guys get to you a lot faster than they do in high school, and he realized that. The play that he scored on that they overturned, I thought that was 6 inches. I mean, I just tried to argue with the official. I mean, you take away a freshman's touchdown for 6 inches there, and I really didn't see that he was down. But it was good to see Cade come in and play as well. So guys are contributing. When George was not in, it was good to see Andrew Van Buren step up. And then you guys got to see Tyler Crow come in the game, and Tyler got to play right out of the gate. And he was able to make something happen with it, which really sparked the sideline, because everybody knows how hard Tyler Crow has worked, and changing over onto the offensive side to get some reps was obviously big. So, but that's where we're at right now, and we'll figure out what this next week looks like. And you guys know this. This is such an unusual year with so many different things. And that's part of what we're dealing with. It's not a normal season when you kind of know going into each and every week what's going to be the case with your players and and the situations that you're going to be in. So that's where we are, and we'll see what next week looks like.
And you just touched on it a minute ago. Air Force scored 14 points in the first quarter, 3 points in the second and third combined. What did you guys adjust defensively to keep them out of the end zone?
I don't know if there wasn't really a major adjustment. I think really just getting used to the speed of the triple option. This is the most difficult thing to try to simulate, is having your scout team run the triple option the way the Air Force runs it. All right, they're masters at it. That is what they do. And we certainly cannot simulate how fast they play and how good they are at running triple option. I think the other part of it too, they didn't have their fullback. So usually the fullback dive is a big play for Air Force in the triple option. They wanted to get on the perimeter more, and that's what they did. So I think we just had to adjust to the perimeter run game that they were getting, and they were doing a really good job of it. Their quarterback went out, but he was really operating well. They brought the backup in. So I think a combination of all those things, just playing faster, trying to figure out how they're trying to attack us, and then just some of those adjustments of really just positioning, but getting used to the speed of the triple option and how they're able to operate it.
Coach, I'm not expecting to get updates. Maybe you can provide them on Dimitri or Scale, but you had some guys step in, like a Keegan Freeborn, I think, led you with 9 tackles. Shane Irwin, had a big game as well. And I'm just wondering if you can maybe touch on those guys, and also how you had Avery kind of playing safety a little bit. You were kind of moving things around defensively, obviously, to go against that option.
Well, JL wasn't here at the game, and he'll be back. And that's why we had to move Avery back there. And Avery's a guy that is capable of moving positions and a guy that we rely on. Scale got banged up, and that's why he came out of the game. Dimitri, I don't know everything with him. We'll know tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know on those guys as far as their injuries, if their season ending. But obviously not having Dimitri in there was very hard on the defensive line. Hard on the defense because he's an elite player. Scale's an elite player. JL Skinner, that obviously is a guy that would cover a lot of ground in the back end. So we were without several players tonight, and some of the guys they had to kind of get reps later in the week, and then they obviously were getting those reps in the game. And the nice thing is they were able to make adjustments, and that's always good to see. So, but as far as the other guys that came out, George, I'll get an update on him. I think he'll be okay. But, that's part of, unfortunately, some of the things that happen in games. And I hope these guys will all be okay, but we're going to find out. They obviously weren't okay enough to finish the game. So we'll see where they're at tomorrow.
With Van Buren, I know last year he kind of got lost in the shuffle with what George did and with Rob being there, but to jump in today and do what he did, score 2 touchdowns, what'd you think of Andrew's performance?
I love Andrew. I think he's always, when he's been asked, has stepped up, and I thought he did again tonight. He ran hard. Probably the run game that we had tonight really fit him well. Some of our inside zone and some of our kind of outside zone plays really fit him, and I think he sees it well, and I think he's a good one-cut vertical guy, which is what we saw tonight. And then he runs hard. And I kind of felt like, he was feeling it tonight. This was his opportunity. Obviously, George, a big part of the game plan, but when George went out, Andrew stepped up. And, really, that's the position that we're in right now. If George isn't out there, Andrew knew he had to step up, and it was good to see Tyler Crow do some things. Riley Smith carried the ball a little bit differently than what most tight ends do in a game, and he obviously made some big plays for us. So I just, that's part of the game plan that we have to create each and every week, that these guys that are able to be out there, and I think we got some good ones. How do we find ways to get him the ball? But tonight, Andrew really stepped up, and I think Andrew is a really great tailback. And obviously George and those two guys together, they're 1-2 punches. And so you got to see tonight Andrew go out there and just step it up. And I thought this run game really fit his style.
Coach, obviously the 2-minute drill The 2-minute drill is a big part of any quarterback's game. If you would, critique how you saw Jack perform at the end of the first half.
I thought it was great. We scored, and what you're trying to do at the end of half, you want to put points on the board. That's the goal every single time, and if we can do that, we create momentum. And 3 points, 7 points, whatever we can get out of it, right? We don't want to turn it over, and we certainly don't want to give them the ball back. So I thought he operated it well, and we do spend time on that. And I think Coach Keesaw called it really well tonight. I thought he called a really good game. I thought he had plays for Jack that we've been executing for a while, and it showed. I thought what the offensive staff had dialed up for the first play was really good. It worked, and they were able to execute that. But I thought Jack operated, and I thought the O-line did too. There's a lot of things up front, and obviously the quarterback is the one you focus on, but the wide receivers, the O-line, the protection piece by everybody, that's what gives Jack time to go make some of those plays. And so he executed what he was supposed to do, and I thought everybody else around him made plays.
And we obviously don't know why Hank was out tonight, whether it was injury or COVID. But you have a big game coming up next weekend against BYU. Do you expect to have Hank in the lineup for that game?
I expect to have all our guys, the ones that aren't season ending. So I hope that's the case. But like I said, guys, it's an unusual season, and you never know the way the week goes and things that happen. And we had an injury in practice. And so, those are some of the things that might keep guys out. It's just, and obviously what we're going through each and every week with our testing to make sure that we're able to play. And you know what, knock on wood, so far so good in a lot of areas. So I hope so. And it's a short week, and that's really the key right now is we got to turn around. We haven't done this, so we have to turn around and play this shorter week. And then the next week we play Colorado State on another short week. So we have this really 2-game stretch here that's going to be a major challenge. And BYU, I've seen a little bit of BYU, but I know they're really good. I know that they put a lot of points up, and I know their defense and special teams have been very solid. I think defensively, I should say they've been a lot better than solid. They've been really good. So we'll get on to them tomorrow. We'll put this game, put it away tomorrow, and just get some of the corrections that we need and move on to BYU.
Coach, me and Ron are in the press box.
Hey,
we didn't
BJ.
do the TV broadcast, but what, Aaron?
BJ, can we get Jay in? Because we got 5 minutes with Coach, and I know Jay's got to get some questions in right here. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, Jay.
Now, Bryan, in the last 10 games, you started 4 different quarterbacks. How crazy is that?
Well, we're not trying to. So that wasn't I don't know, Jay. I mean, it's let me just say this. All those other guys that haven't been the starters coming out in the beginning of the season, they prepare like it. I guess that's the best way I can explain it to all you guys. I mean, Jack Sears puts in equally as much time as Hank Bachmeier, and Cade Finnegan was really trying to figure it out. And he has no clue what it takes to be a Division I quarterback yet. He has the talent, but he's learning the process of how to play at this level. Andy Peters, the same way. So to me, the guys that have played in those backup roles and have come in there, they prepare like Jack did tonight. I mean, Jack played a really good game. I looked at his stats. I think he was 17 of 20 for 3 touchdowns, no sacks. That's a pretty good game. And that means you took care of the ball, you operated the offense well in the pass game, and I think you got a chance to see Jack in the way that he's able to run the ball. He's a really good runner, and he's a smart runner. So he was a weapon. He was an absolute weapon tonight, and I thought that really helped us against Air Force, the way they try to play our quarterbacks and how they try to rush and keep them contained, and then Jack's able to step up and make some plays. So everybody on our team, that's how you should prepare, and especially now. You should prepare like you're the starter, whether you're the third string guy or not, because things can change like that, and you're going to be in the game. So everybody's on point, and that's how it should always be. But I hope we're learning something through this year. That's how we should be, and not like everybody else, and just ones or twos are kind of really focused. But Jack did a great job tonight. He was ready to go.
I know you said that Jack's prepared to be a starter since the moment he arrived, but what did you learn about him tonight? I mean, the communication with your starting quarterback is obviously probably a little more intense during a game. And what's also going through your mind as you see that first pass spiral 50, 60 yards downfield in the air and kind of land perfectly in CT's hands?
I think Jack's just a cool customer. I really do. I think he expects to score. That's what I took tonight. He really handles himself well, and he's very focused. Not too high, not too low, but he's got it. He's got that energy about him, and he's got the focus necessary to go out there and make plays. And he was very easy to talk to tonight, very easy to make adjustments with. Had a few suggestions in there that were right on point. So, he showed some of that experience as a quarterback that's a little bit older and how he played tonight. And I think in his mind, he's talented. You guys saw that. He can throw it. The one he threw to CT in the corner, the end zone, that's a big-time throw. That's a corner route. And I'll just tell you this, that there's some really good quarterbacks that can make that throw, but he laid that ball out perfectly and with just enough air on it. And that's not easy to do, to make it look that easy. So I really felt like he was very good on the sideline, very good in the game, easy to make adjustments with, and he was dialed on what we were trying to get done. Great preparation by him and great preparation by Coach Keesaw to get him prepared to go tonight.
Okay.
Bryan, thank you. I know we're tight on time.
No, thanks, Jay. We got two more questions. Pat Graham from the AP and then Kyle Bonnegar from ESPN. Then we'll wrap it up. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, I just want to know, Jack was saying that your advice to him before this game was just kind of let it loose, just let loose. Did you see that out of him, and how impressed were you that he was able to do that?
Well, yes, I did. I said to everybody, though, so I guess he could take that personally. So I told him to cut it loose. That's how we want to play. And the reason why we can do that, I hope, is because of how we've gotten ourselves prepared to play. And I told the whole team that, cut it loose. And I did tell Jack that, hey, have some fun. Go out there and have some fun and get after it. Obviously, the first play, there was a reference to that because we literally cut it loose. That was a launcher right out of the gate to CT. So he was ready for it, and he executed it perfectly. You can't start a game better than that on the offensive side, and as a quarterback in your first start with a touchdown for 75 yards. So I think that really helped get the momentum going for him in the game, and then the rest. You always want to get a first completion as a quarterback. That's, you always want to get that first completion, but if you get a first one that's a touchdown, you're probably feeling pretty good. And so I think he was riding high on that all night long, and his execution tonight was, I thought, at a very high level, and it showed up, and I hope he enjoyed it. I hope he had fun playing, because he certainly looked like he did.
All right, Kyle, last question.
Hey, Bryan, on the broadcast tonight, the TV crew said that Jack was informed on Tuesday that he was going to play today. Is that an accurate timeline? If not, can you provide a little bit more clarification on that?
Well, I don't know, because I didn't tell him that. So I don't know who told him that. So no, I don't have an answer for that. I wish I did, but that never came from me. So whoever said that to Jack or whoever told ESPN that, I don't know. But either way, I think more importantly for Jack, and then not so much that, just how Jack played tonight. I think that's really a great focus for a guy that transferred in, that's kind of been through the ringer a little bit with just making moves in college football and ending up at Boise State, and to go out there and play in this first game after, I think, over a year from not playing, and to have that performance. To me, I think that's kind of the focus, and I'm proud of Jack, and I hope, like I said earlier, I hope that guy had a whole lot of fun today.
All right, Hars, thanks a lot. Safe travels back.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Happy Halloween. Go Broncos.
All right, thanks everyone. I'll get the audio video converted and send them out.